Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the Jaye Spot. Replacing your G-Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Welcome to the Jaye Spot. I am your host, Jay, and this bubbling beauty right here is, the lips. Let's go to the lips. Look, they just glossing, y'all. But this is my partner in crime, Simply E, and you are listening to the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Station. How's it going today?
Wonderful.
Good. I see that you are just full of sunshine. You know, we may be expecting a little storm here in the city. So you all please use protection, because whenever these storms come, there are always some children
Babies
being made, like the winter storm. In about 6 months, we'll be seeing who took advantage of that downtime. And then if we get the storms today, we'll see in about 9 months. 8, 9 months.
You said it's the best night of your life, so.
Well, it's the best night of their life because, they will probably be going out with a bang. But for those of us that won't be going out with a bang, we'll just have a little fizzle. How y'all doing? Welcome to our party because we'll be fizzling over here. But, man, we just definitely want to thank you all for joining us for another rendition, because we have renditions up in here of the Jaye Spot. And we wanted you all to definitely follow us on our social media sites: Facebook, the Jaye Spot, Jaye Spot, also on Spot, Jaye Spot, and then on Instagram, the Jaye Spot Radio. That's Jaye for all three. And we are going to definitely. Oh, and I'm sorry. See, thank you so much. You all, I'm sorry. I struggle from time to time. And also, you can go to our website, www.jayespot.com. All of .com. That's COM, not the other one that she was probably going to start referring to. It's just the .com. But we want to do a quick recap from last week. Man, oh my God. Now that was something, how to deal
with a broken heart. I still have it, so I don't know.
Oh no, what happened since last week? I thought you were in rehab.
And I had to, I got out for a second and I checked myself right on back into the Heartbreak Hotel. I took my position back as owner.
Oh, wait a minute. Why?
Girl, it's just too much madness. I'm okay. I'm good.
Well, me personally, I have definitely vacated the premises of the Heartbreak Hotel, and I am happy to say, you all, I have not been a resident there in quite some time. So, I don't plan on going back there. I got too much stuff going on. I don't have time to nurse a broken heart.
The doors are always open.
No.
How they say in church, the doors of the church is open.
No.
The doors of my hotel, the Heartbreak Hotel. Always.
Okay, well, let's just recap on a few things to do to avoid being in the Heartbreak Hotel. First of all, you have to just cut whatever losses. You just got to cut them.
I tried to snatch off the Band-Aid. They don't act like they don't understand.
You have to be forceful about it. It's like when enough is enough, like, listen, I cannot deal with this, especially if it's the same crap over and over again. It doesn't matter who's causing it. It's like, if you want to be with me, we're gonna be together. It's just like I say, is you or is you ain't my baby. There is no, it's complicated. There's no in betweens. There's none of that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be with me, then it doesn't matter how busy we are. We're gonna both make time to be there for one another. I don't care what you're doing, what we're doing. I'm gonna drop it, or we're gonna rearrange some things to make sure we get that time in.
Exactly.
And if I'm expressing to you that I need time and you're not giving it to me, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, lose my number.
Hello.
Lose it. Forget that Jay even exists. Please, like, do yourself a favor because it's not helping and it's not fair. In all actuality,
No.
it's really not fair when we sit up here and we lead people on like that.
Exactly.
If you got too much going on, you got to nurse the dog back, the goldfish died, you got to go fishing, get the shrimp, whatever it is you have to do. If you have that much stuff going on and you don't have time for me, that's fine.
There's
Go
someone
ahead.
always that wants to take that spot.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize.
No, they don't.
You know, maybe we should start advertising that. Like, okay, what you won't do,
Another brother will.
yeah. So keep getting caught slipping, and this person definitely knows who they are. So wake up, look, shape up or ship out. I done told her, look,
And then we have the singles mingle that's coming up.
yes,
So it's
April
gonna be
23rd.
23rd of April in
23rd.
Bronzeville. So it's going to be a lot of single men there. And since I'll be a single sister, I'm just saying. There's no ring.
But no, you ready? She's ready now. So all shout outs to like, man, whoever. But we definitely want to just make sure that we're not, if we don't want to be with people, then let's just let it go. There's no purpose in calling and texting and inboxing and all this other stuff. If you don't want to be around, then be a ghost, disappear, but don't play with people's emotions. Don't sit up here and try to keep one foot in the door and knowing that you don't really want to be there.
Exactly.
This is what I call people trying to occupy the space. They don't want to be there with you,
right,
but they don't want you to be with anybody else.
I'm right.
So what they do, oh yeah, the sun is really shining. And that's not because she's having a good moment either. Sorry. The sun is shining. See, we got to talking about you know who, and it's just a whole shadow just came over the whole place when we started talking about the person that has caused her to be in the Heartbreak Hotel. But as I said, you definitely want to just break all ties. Like if you're not feeling me, okay, I'm okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm not feeling you. I mean, don't. But once you say that, please know for me. The door is closed. Hello. And I think that's why they avoid doing that. Fear. Because they don't want you to cut them off. But guess what? You don't have to say anything to me because I'm going to read your action. And if I feel as though I'm not getting what I know I deserve, I'm going to dismiss you myself.
Like I tell them, my mom, my stepfather live in Missouri. That's to show me. I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to hear all that. You have to show me. So if you're not showing me, trust and believe. Trust and believe. There are many brothers that want Simply E.
Man, and it's like I say, just with the heartbreak, I mean, that's like a really emotional thing to go through. And it's like, at this point, for me personally, I've been there and I've done that. So I am definitely not the slightest bit interested in even going back down that path because it's too time consuming. And as we discussed last week, man, dealing with a broken heart is worse than having a baby.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because at least the baby, there's a time frame that sucker is gonna come, and when it comes, man, they give you a couple of drugs and you all right. But this heartbreak, you got to sit up here one day, still thinking about them. Don't let you have kids and a dog and a fish and hamsters and all this other stuff. Then it's like you just have all these constant reminders.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how do you ever get over it? Again, if you have reminders such as jewelry and clothes and things like that they gave you pictures and stuff, get rid of all of that stuff. You have to do a clean sweep.
You always shaking
your head. You have to do a clean sweep. I'm sorry. I don't want to wake up and stare at the pictures of what used to be. That's not helping me. That's just pushed me back 2 weeks in a Heartbreak Hotel. Now I'm still, so I thought I was going to get my pass, but then I woke up this morning and then here it is. Here it is. I'm seeing pictures of us. I mean, so I personally don't want to deal with that. What do you do? You hold on to pictures?
I do hold on to pictures because I look good.
But you got to cut them out.
No, because I think the pictures, I don't like damaged pictures.
But you got to take them to Walgreens and take them somewhere and get them fixed up.
Okay, I'll do that.
Right, but it's like, I don't want to see, it's like, because now you're like, you don't exist to me anymore, so I don't want to see pictures or anything. Right, you see, I'm just trying to just go. But no, you don't want to keep looking at this stuff, and it's just like, or songs. If you can't deal with the music, I mean,
I turn off the radio.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, this used to be our song. Now all of a sudden you were laughing. Now
you all
you're
sad and depressed.
crying and depressed because this song has taken you back down memory lane. Hey, break the CD, delete it off your phone, whatever you have to do to ensure that you are making and taking the necessary steps to heal your heart. And then, like I say, if they're calling and texting, stop answering it. Stop answering it, because answer, it pushes you further down the healing process. It's just like, you're never going to heal if you keep scratching that same wound.
Yeah,
it's never going to heal.
Yeah.
So with that being said, if you are dealing with a broken heart, please, please, please let these people go. You have to love yourself enough to know that if they don't mean you any good, and you'll know if they mean you any good, because if you're always sad and you're always depressed, or you're always trying and they're always giving excuses, they don't mean you any well, they don't mean you any good, and the relationship is definitely not working.
Nope.
So you have to love you enough to know it's time for me to move on. I'm going to let you do you, and I'm going to do me, because I have to get myself together. I have to be able to fully function happily in life. And I want to tell you something. It's okay to be single. Look at me. I'm single. I am really, really like so good. Now I'm gonna tell you, it took a moment for me to get here, because I have been through a lot of stuff. But now I don't have all that residue on me, the damaged baggage, and it's just me. I'm free. Now I have options where I can say, no, I'll pass. I'm not interested, because your vibe is not trying to have any of your little leechy spirits cling on to me. So for one, I'm in position to make choices, because I'm not damaged. I'm not holding on to any of this other crap. So therefore, and I'm not desperate. I'm not in a rush to hook up with some little mangy mutt just to say I'm in a relationship. I'm not. Not all men are mangy mutts. Let me just clarify that before they start saying, oh, Jay, that's why you single. No, Jay is single because Jay wants to be single. If Jay wanted to settle, Jay could settle all day long, all day strong. But it's not that serious to me, because when I do enter into something, it's going to be with who I want. That's the bottom line. It's going to be who I want. So it's like a business deal. I got choices. So I can sit back and say, yeah, next one, next contestant, keep it coming, because you're not what I'm willing to listen to.
Exactly.
So if I'm not willing to listen to you or follow you, by all means, fellas, I have that much respect to just stay away, because I know it's going to take a certain type of personality to deal with this one right here.
Oh yeah.
No, don't do the eyes like that. Don't do the eyes, because she just, she worse than I am. I'm just gonna tell y'all she's worse than I am. But in all honesty, when dealing with matters of the heart, love yourself first. Love yourself enough to know when it's just time to flat out move on and let it go. But tonight we're going to be talking about these messed up relationships with kids involved. Do you stay for the kids, for the sake of the kids? Do you stay in that jacked up relationship, sort of like we were talking about with the broken hearts? You all have broken up, but you have kids, and you want the kids to remain in a family setting. Do you stay even though you're miserable, he's miserable, she may be miserable, you're both miserable, but for the sake of the kids, we're going to stick this thing out? Is it worth it? What do you do in a situation like that? We're going to talk about that when we come back. We will have two handsome gentlemen joining us on tonight, and we look forward to having a very interesting conversation, and hopefully we say some things that will help you deal with whatever situations you may be dealing with. So we will be back shortly after this short musical break. You are listening to the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com. She said, of an easy street. I'm talking about Chicago. I've been a friend for about 26 years now. We've had our share of ups and downs, as friends usually do. But I'm stuck to this one like glue. My ace comb on, my gym shoe. Ooh, rain, sleeping, blizzards of snow. She got my back, I know. Then for sure. So I whispered to her, Lord, would be She said, I'm coming down of an easy street. Welcome back to the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartStation. I'm E.
Yes.
No, I'm not. See, I'm so eager to start talking. Y'all, please forgive me. My ADHD just kicks in from time to time, but I'm sorry because I'm ready to just get to talking. But I'm Jay. This right here is E. And see this handsome young man right here. We have Morris Baker, and we also have Paul Durr agreed to enter
The J Spot.
So,
wow.
I know you like the way that sounds. How are you gentlemen doing on tonight?
That was so synchronized. The J Spot.
Yes, you have to practice. When you have to practice makes perfect.
Hello.
We're trying to get this going on.
Hello.
Well, I'm glad to be on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed it. I appreciate everything that you ladies came.
Because we did come, we brought out the big guns today. If you didn't know, I got my best push-up bra on today. So I mean to just come in and just make sure. Yes, I am. See, wait a minute. Y'all can't really see from that angle. Maybe next time we'll let y'all see. But, we are definitely in for
A treat.
On tonight. We're talking about relationships, staying for the kids.
Oof.
Do you stay for the kids? Okay, now we don't want you.
No.
Listen, don't think.
Because what's the point? You are actually making each other more miserable.
But it's for the kids.
But you want to make yourself miserable to put on a show for the kids when the kids could actually have realization, you know what I'm saying? And you could just actually tell them, look, me and your mom ain't gonna be together no more. But I still love you. Oh, okay, Daddy.
No, that's not gonna happen. That conversation ain't gonna be that
Why
easy.
not?
Because they want all kids want their parents to be together.
But look, it's 2016, sweetheart.
You'll be surprised.
But look, I turned out okay.
Well, I'll let you know that by the end of the show. I'll let you know how you turned out by the end of the show. That's what we just gonna say. But what about for you, Paul? What do you think?
Well, for me, you know what I'm saying, the experience is like great. Like I'm fresh about the marriage scene, like with that. So I was married for 8 years, but I can say 4 of the years I was really in my marriage just for the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's really happy. And it took, I guess, I don't know, for my kids to get older. I have a 9-year-old, and once she told me like, Dad, she grew older to see what was going on.
Mhm.
She like, Dad, maybe you should leave and be happy.
Mm.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And when I have a 9-year-old daughter to express that to me, and you know what I'm saying, like after all that me and her mother went through, the arguments and the fighting in front of them, you know what? I said, you know what? Maybe it's something God is trying to tell me. And I said, you know what? After she told me, a 9-year-old now, let me quote that. I said, you know what? Enough is enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because, I want happiness not only for me, and I'm not being, you know, on the other side or whatever. I even want happiness for my
her.
ex-wife.
Exactly.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
That.
Whatever. And only way that we gonna be co-parenting if both of us is happy together. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's me and her. You happy on this side, I'm gonna happy on this side, but we're gonna come together and make these kids happy.
Right,
You know
because
what
I
I'm
mean, kids pick up on more than adults typically give them credit for. They definitely pick up on more than.
But this is the thing. You have to be able to let your relationship go. If you're not willing to let your relationship go, all right, we're gonna be here for these kids. Me and you ain't good together.
And that's typically a one-sided situation where you have one person wanted to be in it and then one person wanted to let it go. But then you guys,
What if y'all both wanted to let it go?
yeah, but what if you guys both don't? What if it's one person wants to let it go and one person? Because I think about it, how many times do you see a couple just mutually split because they both come to the same conclusion at the same time? You know what? I think it's time for us to break up.
You did that.
Okay. Now look, this is the thing. Now, if
you don't see that too often.
But see, one of them wants to let it go and one of them doesn't. That's going to create more stress.
But then when you look at the little one that you've created and you say, you know what?
Thing. God is good.
Let's try to work it out for the kid. Let me put how I'm personally feeling. Let you put how you're personally feeling. Let's put that to the side. Let's focus on seeing what we can do for the kid. Okay, I understand. We both agree that our relationship is in a bad place, but let's give our kid a chance to have a family.
Now, on that part right there, I can say like me and my wife, we had came to a mutual agreement. Like, you know what I'm saying? We did everything that we possibly could to try to make this family work. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about from the church, from counseling, from everything that, every option that was out there. But we had finally just came to a conclusion, like, you know what? This is not going to work. Mess our kids mind wise, like, because I don't want my kids. First of all, I don't want my kids to think that the way that we was operating in front of them, that this is the right way. It's not the right way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need for, you know what I'm saying? My thing is when it comes to my kids, I want to set an example so high, you know what I'm saying, as far as that, you having things or whatever. I don't want you to settle.
Right. Now I have, because according to an online source, they say that 1 out of 4 couples stay together for the kids.
I've met couples like that.
I've met a lot of couples like that.
And older, back in the day, parents did that. Like my children's their grandmother and their grandfather, they did that. They didn't want to be together, but since they had 4 children, they went ahead and stayed married for the sake of the children. And when the youngest one got 18, they finally divorced. But the wife wasn't happy,
Right.
The mother wasn't happy. The husband wasn't happy, He was seeing other people and everything, So what's the point?
So in being in that type of relationship, I'm glad you brought that up, E. So if you make the decision to stay together for the kids, but you guys know that you're not together, do you see other people during that period?
That's the catch 22 right there.
Would you would see somebody, you would see another person in the Why?
Because if you already know that I'm not happy with you, and I know that you're not happy with me, and we playing this little funk for the children, fine. Okay, fine. But it's gonna be some ground rules. We'll play sleeping in the same room, that little role. Ain't nothing. We ain't messing with one another, and I can handle it. Trust whatever I say. Trust if you gonna dip off with Charlene or whomever, go do you. Cause I'm cool. I'm gonna get mine too. It's gonna be okay. All grown up, whatever. Toodles, we're gonna call it a day.
So now, what about you, Morris? Would you be?
There's some serious tough love right there. Serious tough love right there. But my thing is, why even go through all of that? I'm not gonna. If I want my daughter to actually see me for who I am,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put on a front, put on a show for her because she look up to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You say I love my daughter, but me and her mama didn't work. That's just what it is.
Now let's just be honest. Now these little people can put a lot of pressure on you because they, the way their little. You have to think about the way their little faces light up when they see mommy and daddy together. So those little innuendos is what causes adults to make these type of decisions because you don't want to be the one to wipe that smile off their face. You don't want to be the one to tell them about Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy or something like that. So therefore, for them, those little bundles of whatever you want to call, all kinds of sugar and just hyperness, you don't want to see, you don't want to be the one to destroy their image and their thought of mom and dad. So you know what? For them, that's why we're going to stick it out, because you're looking at it from a logical standpoint. Little people are not logical. And they don't understand. Like Paul was saying, his 9-year-old daughter, shout out to her, because I know some little 9-year-olds that will, oh, you made my dad leave, or you made my, wait a minute, Malachi 6. Wait a minute,
those are other shades.
No, when me and my ex, we separated and everything, it was really hard on my 10-year-old. I mean, it was so hard because I had to tell him.
Yeah.
And I was like, we get to the house, daddy's not going to be there. And the older two already knew they were fine, but I had to really tell him, and I couldn't tell him around the older two because they'd have been laughing at him. And when I told him, he just burst into tears because in his head, we were going to be together.
And see, for me, I've never been married, but I was engaged, and I never brought a lot of men around my son. So when I was engaged, my son, he was very excited because it's like, oh, well, now I'll get to have a dad. And when I called the wedding off, because I did call the wedding off. I'm sorry, don't judge me. So I did call. This
3 days before the wedding.
Jaye Spot.
3 days. He ain't get no Jaye Spot.
Go ahead.
I called it off, and my son was really upset. Like, I mean, it really hurt him because I wasn't getting married. Now, it could be one of two reasons, because he was just tired of me being just me and him, or, but he
wanted some freedom. You and him together. Was like he couldn't do nothing. Now you ain't checking for him.
But no, he was still little though. So he was like about 8 or 9. Okay. So, and he would. My thing is, I could not tell him the truth because I saw like the shades like of excitement go down the day that I had to tell him, like, okay, well, we're not getting married right now. And see, I should have never said right now. But it's like I saw like the magic like
was this his dad?
No.
Oh.
No, it wasn't his dad. So he had always wanted a dad. And
you
so
just rip it away from
right.
it.
And I couldn't bring myself to just put that final nail in the coffin for my son, even though I knew that, yeah, this is never happening. But I couldn't bring myself to tell him that. So what did I do? I like maybe at the time we did have a lot of deaths in our family, so I was kind of able to skate around that, because actually on my wedding day my grandmother had passed away. So it actually, it was just a lot of distractions going on. But I knew it had all the other stuff not been going on. Then how do I tell him, well, yeah, this is like never gonna happen. Like, son, you're gonna have to just deal with the fact that, they think that your mom is just a heartless, well, we're not gonna say the other words that, they seem to think. But it was hard. I know it was hard for me to even explain that to him. And was I gonna be prepared to stay? No, but I was prepared to lie to my son. Yes, I was, and would not have felt.
You can't lie to the baby.
Yeah, you can.
Not about that.
Yeah, you can.
Not about that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I was, because like I said, I did lie to him, because I said, well, we wasn't getting married right now, when I knew that it was gonna be never.
But when you did that, in his mind, he still held on to the fact and the idea of you all getting married. He still held on to this idea of having a father.
Yes.
And so you didn't tell him, sweetheart, we're not going to get married.
Yes.
And just be blunt with it. And though that's your child and you love them, but you got to tell them, because they're going to come back to you anyway and fall in your arms and cry about it. So it's going to be okay.
Let me ask you ladies a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? See, you're not, I know you're women, and you've birthed a child.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is a beautiful thing, because a black man, that's what he wants. He wants a black woman to birth his child.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Yeah, you're right. Not all of them. I agree with you, Jamila. I agree with you, Jamila. Not all of them.
But look, that's one of the most beautiful things. Where I'm from, and how I was raised, that's one of the most beautiful things in the world. But let's not use that child as a pawn.
But they're not a pawn. It's not being used as a pawn. When you look at them in them little innocent eyes, that's what makes you got to be honest, that when you're looking into these little kids' eyes, that's what makes you do stupid stuff. Just like when you're in love and you just really in love, that good love, and they ain't messed up with you yet, you will do anything. And that's how it is for your kids. But have you not ever experienced that?
Well, let me ask you something, Jamila. Like, so you raise your child to be a certain way, like, you know what I'm saying? So child to lie to you.
I eventually had to come clean.
Right. You have to come clean, though. At some point, you had to come clean.
I had to come clean, because he kept asking, or he would be like, well, Mom, where is such and such? I'm like, you know what?
Go do your homework.
Right. Aren't you in college yet or something? But yet you're still, but he would always ask about him. And I'm just like, okay, listen, now you're old enough for me to just explain to you what happened. And even with that, he still didn't understand it, because he didn't see who I saw.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He knew
the side that
everybody else knew. He didn't know that hot mess
that was going on.
Right. He didn't see that.
Right. She fell in love with a hot mess.
Right. So now it's just like, again, I still ended up looking like the villain anyway, because, he really doesn't believe.
You always look like the villain.
His family was in town from out of town. They in hotels, expecting a wedding to go on.
And you called it off?
She called it off.
Wow.
That's
you might as well move to the Bahamas.
So as you know that I'm not going to stay. I'm not one to stay in a relationship for the kids. So anybody else's sake for that matter, because at the end of the day, you have to be okay with your decisions. Like, it's my life. So people, I caught a lot of backlash from that. But at the end of the day, I slept very well.
So, but at the end of the day, he wasn't there for your child, even though him and your child had a bond. That's like it was his, right?
No, but I cut that. No, I cut that. I cut that because I didn't want to have.
Evidently, you didn't, because your child was disappointed.
Yeah, my child was disappointed, but again, I cut it because there was no relationship. That relationship ended when you ain't my baby no more. You ain't his baby, so we gonna go ahead on.
did that?
But
yeah,
okay.
Judge me.
I wouldn't have did that
Okay.
because that's the only, if he looks up to him as a
And
father.
what if his real dad? Okay, just hypothetical question.
Mm-hmm.
What if his real dad was a piece of crap?
Well, then we're gonna raise an offering on that.
Raise an offering.
Yeah, we will. But at the end of the day, I just didn't feel like their relationship was one-sided.
Okay.
And it was my son that had the feelings.
Okay.
The fiance didn't really, if he did, I didn't see it.
Okay.
That he had that type of relationship with my son for me to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to have to remove the way I feel and let this relationship between them continue however it's supposed to. They didn't have that type of bond. My son had that, but they didn't.
How do you know that? Your son was actually disappointed.
Very disappointed because he wanted a father. Did you grow up with your parents? Because you get to a certain point where, okay, especially if you see your little friends or your family, they're going with their father or whatever for the weekend and you're not.
My parents didn't stay together for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My dad, I love him. My mom, God rest her soul. But they wasn't there.
But did you yearn? But was your father in your life? Right. Yes, so then you wouldn't be able to relate. But it's like if you didn't have that person and you're yearning for that relationship, that's where the disappointment came in because he was yearning for that type of father relationship. And I knew that this guy wasn't going to give it to him, especially after, the chick done called the wedding off. So it's like, okay, do you honestly in good conscience put your baby in that person's hands?
Heck, you don't know, because
this not your blood. This chick done called the wedding off, but you think I'm gonna trust you with my child? So even if he did mutually have that feeling, just me being who I am, no, that wasn't gonna work out. That wasn't gonna work out.
Well, to me, we asked the question, would you stay in it for the relationship?
For the kids.
For the kids or whatever. But my thing is, me being fresh out the relationship or whatever, it have its disadvantage at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I had mentioned at first, like my child was like, Daddy, maybe you should go and be happy. But at the end of the day, after I left and decided that this is what I wanted to do, she was confident to tell me that at that time, and I was confident to do what I needed to do at that time. But right now, we both hurt, cause like you been with your child all and now I'm on limited time to be with them right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's from experience, it really hurts, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you just got to go with it and pray and, just to realize that this is really what it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might make the decision that's not, you know what I'm saying, like you might not understand me. Right. She might not understand me. Right. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is the best decision I ever made. And it's going to hurt a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
See, this is the thing. You women are some real sensitive creatures. God bless your soul. Y'all supposed to be our rib. Am I correct? But y'all are some sensitive creatures. You hear me?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
My listening actually just went straight to the left.
No, you didn't. But let me tell you this. Emotions and feelings and how you raise your kids are three different things. So if we're gonna raise our kids, we're gonna say, okay, I mean, look, Andrew, I love you, but we cannot be together. We are not equally yoked.
Okay.
My granddaddy told
But
me
we
everything that
have
come out the butt
kids, all
just a
right.
bunch of.
Can we please put on a Brady Bunch front for our kids' sake?
Can I have me a side dude?
No, you
Look, now
cannot.
it's
We are the
making-
Brady Bunch front. We have to suffer.
No. Can't do that. I'll call him
That's all I'm
Uncle
saying.
Timmy or something.
You can call him Cousin Paul. That's on you. But what it is these kids ain't gonna know. But the thing is, you don't know what's going on.
But
These kids, you don't know what they watching.
that's true. And how it is nowadays, it's so much out there in TV land, the media, social media and everything else. So children do pick up, but you still have some children. Thank God I got a couple of children that are a little
my
slow.
daughter picked up like that.
No, mine was a little slow. But I tell you, you know how you take the dog out to the woods and drop his behind off and they don't even see it coming? That's how mine was a little slow. Like even last night I met a man through the same exact thing.
Yeah.
He's been married. He's an older guy, but he's there for the sake of his children.
Oh my God, that's
And
torture.
he goes
like a
out
living
more.
hell.
It is.
It's like a living hell.
But him and his wife are not sexual.
Oh my God, that's a
They sleep in the same room for the front.
That's
But he's not dating.
Exactly.
That's the only thing.
You are in hell.
Yeah,
A man is in
create
hell.
your
right
own hell because sex is a release for you, and it is a release for women as well.
now. Okay.
And I can get off on a toy all day long, whatever, but it's a complete difference than me being with the man,
The actual
especially a
physical
man that I've loved.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I think a big thing too to consider is if the relationship was toxic. I mean, if it was like a lot of arguing and fighting
And
and
the
this
children
and that.
see that.
Yeah.
But what
They
if
see
it was none of that? What if none of that happened? Somebody just all of a sudden decided no longer in love. They no longer wanted to be there.
I met a
Why
guy.
can't it be
What
mutual?
happens? What happens there?
I met a
Because
guy
it's
like
never
that.
gonna be easy like that.
Why can't it be mutual?
It
wasn't.
doesn't exist
I met a
like
guy
that. Why can't it
this
be
week.
mutual?
It doesn't.
That was going through that. His wife wanted a divorce, and her reason was she felt that he was smothering him. And they had been married. They had children together, and that
He was smothering her.
He was smothering her, and that's
Smothering her.
mind you.
Oh my
He took
God.
care of
What
her.
type of woman don't want to?
I don't know,
I
because I was like, wait a
I
minute,
don't want to
dude.
be smothered.
Smother
Yo, you don't
me.
want to be smothered?
No,
Listen.
I don't. No,
Listen, as long
I
as
don't
you
wanna
got a
be
9 to
smothered.
5 and probably another 5 to 10 and stuff, some little extra side or whatever, smother me on Sunday. I give you one day to smother me on Sunday, and then nighttime when we sleep, because the rest of the time you need to make some money for me.
No, I want quality time. However, to me, my ideal of smothering is if I'm out and about every 5 minutes, my phone is going off,
okay.
or
No,
where
I
you
don't
at,
know
or checking in. Listen,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
been
I
single.
understand.
I've been
No.
doing this single
But
thing for
his-
too long to be trying to
But if
check
this
in.
is your
every time.
husband, this is not your boyfriend. This is not your
This
kick it.
is the
not your
father of your
side
child,
piece.
your
This is your
children.
husband.
He's gonna have to help me and say, okay, listen here, I need you, Jay. I need you to just really put your thinking cap on.
Well, see, if y'all was on the same page,
Okay.
if y'all was on the same page and y'all was co-parenting and y'all could actually be there for the kids, but not be there for the kids, y'all can live in the same difference.
I could do that, but shoot, I have these
Look,
exes
man,
that
I'm
stop
going
me.
out.
You know what?
I need you to get them. I need you to get to this weekend.
I would take the petty.
I'd be like,
the
all right,
petty
cool.
road.
All
I'm not
right,
gonna
come
be
on,
able
let's
to do
go.
I can do it.
I wouldn't be able. This is where I would have to
Trust.
put on my petty panties. I'm
You
not
can't
gonna be able-
okay.
I could do it. I could marry you, and if it doesn't work out, I can tell you bet. And if we have children, if we decide, you know what, let's just fake the funk for the children. I'm gonna ask you, can I
don't
have
fake the funk.
a side dude?
No, you cannot have no side good because we not gonna fake the funk. We gonna end it right here.
But see,
And we gonna look here. Daddy be over there every other Sunday, every
Why
other
you gotta be
Friday, and
every other?
Saturday.
Because
Yeah,
he's
why
your
He'll come get
children.
you.
over?
He'll come get. Now this is the thing. No, see, it's a whole different layers of this topic.
See.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If we all gonna be there for the kids, let's be there for the kids. Now, if we're gonna be here and we co-parenting and we in the same different spots, all right? Don't send my daughter over to my house with one pair of panties.
Oh my
one
God.
pair of
Just
Why
gotta
you,
spend-
why you, why
Listen,
can't
listen.
you buy her some?
Wait a minute.
Just
And
have
I'm buying her
experience.
stuff
Then leave
every
it at
week.
your house.
Yes. That was
But that's my daughter.
Leave it at
When she comes,
'Cause that's
she
your
doesn't
But
have
you
to
know,
daughter.
hold on. Let me get in on that now.
Please.
So hold up. Feel me now.
Good job.
Now,
Okay.
co-parenting.
Oh, I need a cigarette right
That's
now. I need a
mean-
Newport 100.
Wait, when we say co-parenting, that means we do as you know what I'm saying, we come together. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna put it out here. And it really hurt my heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just went a week before Easter.
Sure did. Yes, he did.
I grabbed my babies their Easter dresses.
Mhm.
I grabbed them the Easter basket. I grabbed them like some clothes after work, like 4-5 outfits or whatever like that. Now, the mother, when I picked them up, the mother said, "Oh, you got it." What you mean I got it? Every time I send my kids back home, they got clothes, new stuff.
Why?
And then I eat, but I do as co-parent. It shouldn't be no separation when it comes to that. Like,
It's not a separation. It's so that you're prepared at your house.
Right.
So if I have clothes at my parents' house for me or whatever, right? And my mother's house, right? Now, when I go see my dad, I should have to bring my clothes. I should have clothes already there at my father's house.
Then-
You
hold
ain't
on,
paying
hold on.
child support.
No, hold on. No.
As if you ain't paying child support.
Oh,
You
God.
paying for child upkeep.
You make a
If you
good
paying for the child's upkeep, they supposed to bring that with.
no.
No.
You make a good point though.
Yes.
But where do the point end when the mother, when you decide to buy those clothes or whatever, and she complains about where's the clothes that you bought them? You
She
know
can
what I'm saying?
complain.
But she complained to me.
Let her complain.
Okay, but now that I understand it, you know what I'm saying? It was like, so you know, my daughter, my 9-year-old, have a big mouth. So I know she went home and said, Daddy bought us the Easter dress in the Easter basket.
And it's at
So
the house.
is we gonna go get the dresses or
Right. I'm trying to get-
And then how
I'm
you
trying to
explain
get
it to
in
your
those.
daughter. How you
Right.
how you
So-
explain it to your daughter.
Yeah.
Baby, I bought these dresses, so when you come over here on Sundays and I take you to church, I got something
That's
for you
the
to wear.
word. So when you come over
When
here,
you come over, yeah.
Right.
So I got you something to wear for church on Sundays
Right.
and stuff. That's how you spit that.
And that's how you.
Baby,
and that's
don't
how
worry
you
about
talk.
bringing no
But
clothes over here.
Some people don't agree to that.
It ain't
you know
about what
I'm saying?
she feel.
But,
She
but
be
now,
okay.
but now that I have that concept of everything, I do that now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, you know, my thing is like I say, it's down the line. This stuff can be real hurtful. At
It
the
can.
end
It
of the day,
definitely
you know what I'm saying?
can.
On
It
both
definitely
sides. Like
can.
right now, like I know for a fact that my children's mother is like using them in advantage to me.
Yeah.
Because she knows that this is all I got. This is who these two girls that I
And
have.
I hate to see that happen. I mean, believe me, I definitely hate to see when women use the kids against their fathers. I mean, and believe me, I don't condone that whatsoever.
No.
I don't. I'm for parents, for both parents being in the children's life. And the conversation that I had to have once is, listen, I understand you don't like me and I don't like you. Now that we've gotten that situated,
we have this child. What are we gonna
gotta
do?
take care.
focus on that.
Exactly.
Now let me tell you this.
So no personal conversations. We don't. I mean, we've gotten better over the years, but in the beginning, it was just a lot of back and forth. But I'm like, listen, I don't care about that anymore. I'm done with this. Let's focus on this guy right here.
Yeah.
What do we do? Don't ever bring up anything that does not have anything to do with him, because I'm not having this conversation with you.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. So at any point at that time, did you say, well, I need you to call your daddy and ask him for such and such and such?
No.
No. Okay. Now it's a lot of
Because
women
they
out
didn't
who-
have that, right? Because they didn't have that relationship.
Okay. Now it's a lot. Now I can tell the
Now
difference.
that he's bigger, I'm like,
Yeah. Go. Okay.
I do.
Now, I can tell the difference between when my daughter called me and asked me for something, and when
And
her
you
mom is putting her up to call and ask me for
But
something.
does it matter? Because if it's
It
something
sure
that
does.
if it's
Why?
something that your child needs,
sure
should
does.
it? Why
You
does
know
it
what?
matter?
Now this
It
this
sure
is
does.
not now
To me,
this
it
is
does.
not Morris, my friend, and this is something that I disagree with. You know what I'm saying? Because it really don't matter because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The mother, if the child the child
Child
needs.
needs.
It's
Yeah,
just
and that's
point
great.
blank or whatever. The child don't really sometimes they ask for the wrong stuff every
Right.
now and then. You know, not the stuff they ask for what they want,
What they
not
want,
they
what they
need.
need,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So and that perspective is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I just want like the subject that we speaking on is like I need everybody to know from my point of view is that I love my children unconditionally.
And you can tell.
I
You
do
will.
too. I love my daughter
I made
unconditionally.
my
I love her.
decision among for them to be happy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Not them to be in a
In a
situation.
situation,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Exactly.
Like it's real. You know, embarrassing, whatever. But I just want them to do. I just want them to understand. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm here for you at all means necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me and your
Come on.
mama went through what we went
Come on.
through. But
Come on.
the thing, the killer part is like I don't understand why the woman or the baby mother they use the kids as a
A pawn.
advantage to
As
you know
a
what I'm
pawn.
saying?
Because that's what they've been taught. That's
You know what I'm
honestly,
saying?
that's what
Let's
they
not do that.
Why
Let's
do
not
that? And
do
you
that.
know, and
Let's
you
not
know
do
for a
that.
fact
Let's
that
not do
I
that.
take good care of my kids.
Right. Exactly.
But that's what they've been taught.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know y'all came to my birthday party or whatever. My birthday was last weekend.
Woo.
My kids she didn't even have the distance to let my kids call and say happy birthday to me.
Oh wow.
And you know,
Yeah.
and on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day,
And I was
on
with him.
Valentine's Day,
And I was with him.
and on Valentine's
It
Day,
hurt him.
now this is what a real man does. On Valentine's Day, I know we're not together, but I was with my kids. I bought them flowers, I bought them balloons, and I like, do y'all want to get your mother something? They say, yeah. I purchased it and I let them sign the card. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't that evil type of
That's
person.
that Mississippi.
And see,
See, that's why
that's what I like. See,
you gotta go to Mississippi,
and
get you this
I
Grenada
hate
boy.
when-
That's what I'm
I
talking
hate
about.
when- I hate when good men get the raw end of the stick like this because it's just like it's always a mismatch. You always got
But yet,
the
we did
good
all
man
that,
with
and now
the
they
women
expect
that
that
do
every
that.
But he's
They
not
think-
going to change because that's in him.
That's
Right.
in him. Right.
So if you the next relationship you get
But how
into,
much?
and
But let me ask you this: how much crap can you actually take?
You take as much as you have to for those kids because
Exactly.
it's not about you. It's
It's
about
not
the
about
kids.
me.
and
So
you have to put your
until
feelings aside.
and unfortunately, I mean, they didn't ask to be here.
No.
So all
You're
we can
exactly
do
right.
is try to make the best of the situation. But once you get an idea on what type of person that you're dealing with, then you have to behave accordingly. Like I knew, man, by the time my son was 2, I knew, okay, we're going to have this. I have to go on. I have a child to raise. I cannot sit here and waste all this energy because the energy that I'm spending trying to stick it to you or whatever is energy that I need to have to focus on what we created.
Yeah.
So I can't make you do anything. I'm not trying to ruin your life or anything like that. And I really want you all to come back because you guys touched upon one of my favorite topics, which was this child support. So
Yes,
we
please.
definitely
Let's get into that right there.
I would love it.
I would love it.
That
for
right
a child
there.
support.
I would
round
love it.
table.
Yes, we do.
We're definitely going to have
I think
to
we're gonna
have
touch
to do a
on
round
some
table
things, but
for a
I
child
definitely want to thank you all for coming out tonight.
Thank you for
Paul
having
and
me. Thank you for
Morris.
having me.
Thank you so much for sharing your story because I'm sure your stories definitely have helped a lot of men that are out here listening and women as well. So it's just like if you're in a relationship and it's toxic, it's just not working, you got to get out of it because it's not helping the
Get
kids.
out of it, but still love your
But
kids.
still love your kids. Even
Yes.
if you guys can't stand each other, please
Please do
respect
the right
your
thing.
kids enough
Your
to know
children.
that they love, even
Spike
if you
Lee.
don't love that
Do the right
person,
thing.
they still love both of you.
Yeah.
Don't make them choose.
That's
Right.
right.
You should don't belittle the mother, don't
Right.
belittle the
Exactly.
father,
Never
because
did that.
you don't do anything but create negative feelings
Right.
for that kid. Oh, you look just like your no good daddy. Why am I,
You lay with him.
as though that
Hello?
they're no good. So just, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all. But please, let's just try to, do what's best for the children. You have been listening to the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Station. We are out, and we will see you all next week.
Peace.
Thank you for hitting the Jaye Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.